Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hunter. Welcome back to the Baseball Head, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe. I'm sorry to get this video out to you so late. I was out with my family today. I went out golfing. I never went golfing in my life, but I did it, and it was embarrassing in the beginning, but I think I might really be getting into that. I thought that was really a lot of fun, hitting that golf ball. And we went to like a range and had lunch, and it was really nice, I gotta say. And, I was able to watch the game today, Nolan McLean. I'm recording this video. We got the Brewers versus the Reds. The Brewers, again, were losing in this game, and they're about to win this game. We got a 6-3 lead in the 11th inning. That would give them 14 wins in a row. And I bring that up because the Mets have the Reds behind them. So the Mets would get a 1.5 game lead. One game in the loss got back on the Reds because the Reds lost last night, and the Mets obviously lost last night. I would mention also the Phillies had a massive injury to their pitching staff. Zach Wheeler is out for the season. He's got a blood clot. He's gonna have to get. I would expect some kind of like procedure. What a shame. I mean, a great guy. He was here for a long time with the Mets. Didn't want to see him get injured like this. Terrible. But when you throw that hard, there's a possibility you're gonna do something to your body. And that's an injury that's extremely difficult to come back from. We know Dave Cohn had that. There's Matt Harvey had that. Dylan G had something. They had something very similar to this. Very scary when you get a blood clot and then you get it and you're pitching on. But so I watched the game today out, and my observations on Nolan McLean. He managed the game well. He had some very good, wicked off-speed pitches. His slider was good. His sweeper was good. Curveball was good. Everything that we heard about him, he was excellent. And he's a very good athlete. I mean, we know that he was a two-way player. And amateur ball and is now 6-5 Brewers hit that home run. I wanted to hit the home run, so that game's not over. But everything that was about him was advertised. Very athletic, obviously. These two-way players are very, very athletic. And he made a great play in the third inning with the bases loaded against a hot team in the Mariners. He was able to, he held them down to no runs. I mean, to do that against a very difficult team. He struck out 8 batters in the game. He was able to really manage the game really well. Gave up 4 walks. That's a little, I mean, we don't want it before. I know the walk rate in AAA was very high. Mets have to figure it out. I don't know if the pitching coach has that ability. To be honest with you, Jeremy Hefton, like I said on Friday's video, he has to go. He has to go after the season. Can't get rid of him now. It's too late in the season now to make that kind of move. But I should seriously consider getting rid of him. But today was all about McLean. It was all about the Mets trying to get those 27 outs in this game. They got all the outs they could get. It wasn't really here tonight thing. I didn't think they were going to lose. After Diaz gave up the home run to Suarez, so I felt very good. Felt very good about the game, to be honest with you. Especially when we got into the 8th inning, and Mendoza basically laid all the cards out of the table so that we need this game. I'm going to send out my best. Now we'll figure out what's going to happen tomorrow when the Mets are playing against those, playing in front of the kids tomorrow. Hope the Mets win, and we don't have to see any little kids crying because the Mets lost. But the Mets got just enough offense, and that's all they need. If you have good pitching, you just need enough. Just need enough to score a couple more runs. Just chip away. They did that in the first inning. They did that later in the game with the sacrifice fly from Juan Soto and the double by Pete Alonso. Okay, this is the final out. Wow. So the Brewers have now won 14 games in a row. They haven't lost in 2 weeks. Wow. So now the Mets have a 1.5 lead on the Reds off the wild card. Mets have a tough schedule, but facing this Brewers team, again, like I've been talking about with them a little bit, the Brewers, they're peaking too early. And this is great, they're playing great, but you know what? You don't want to peak too early. You peak too early, you could be in big trouble later down in the season. You could be in big trouble when the postseason comes around. This reminds me a lot of the 2003 A's. When they won, the Moneyball A's, or 2002, whatever it was. And then won, like 100 games in a row. And then they lost in the postseason. This is what this team reminds me a lot of, to be honest with you, right now. And who knows when this streak is going to end. Who knows what's going to end? But the Mets are able to sort of get off the schneid a little bit, get a win tonight, today, this afternoon. Hopefully they'll get the game in Williamsport, and then they go on the road. I believe they play the Braves, you know, and I forget who the other team is, but Mets have a tough, schedule finishing up the season, and hopefully the Mets can, when you get good pitching, it sort of changes the narrative, and when you get good pitching from somebody that's in your organization, and when you get it from a guy that's a prospect, it kind of changes the narrative here. I had said that the first thing the Mets need to do is call one of these young guys from AAA and give him a chance. He's going to be in the rotation unless he falls on his face. He didn't do that at all today. He pitched really, really strongly. Hopefully the Mets will get hopefully 6 innings next time out of him. We're getting to the end of the season, got to manage his innings, but he looked really fine today. That's the first step the Mets need to do. Also, would like to see them bring up Brandon Sproat. He did not pitch well on Friday, just to keep that in mind. I said that's the next step the Mets had to do, and then after that, it's getting rid of Ryan Stanek. Also, I did a video late last night. Paul Blackburn, the Mets got rid of him. They DFA'd him. So they still have this sort of, if you don't pitch well, if you don't play well, we get rid of you. And they don't care how much money they spent on it. That's what happened with Frankie Montas. He wasn't pitching well, and they put him in the bullpen. He does have another year in the contract, it's a little bit different with him. But Paul Blackburn, they DFA'd him. He pitched terribly here. He was terrible. Of the last game he pitched for the Mets, he actually helped him out with the length out of the bullpen, but he has pitched terribly since he's been here. He didn't pitch well last year. I was surprised they brought him back considering he had the injuries. Was not impressed with him at all. He doesn't throw hard. He doesn't have overwhelming stuff. It made no sense to keep him around. But that was a big step, is getting him out of here. The next step is to sort of get rid of Ryan Stanek. And, of course, figure out how to get Sproat into that rotation. And then just just do whatever you got to do to make sure you win every game you can get. Okay, the Mets are still in postseason, still there. They still have that final wild card spot. I do not have the Phillies score. I do not have the Phillies score here. I know the Phillies had gotten beat up pretty good on Friday. Let me just check. Now, in the meanwhile, of course, please send me super thanks. All the great work that I do here. Try to get as many videos out to you as I can. Been kind of busy. This was not a great summer for myself online. But hopefully we'll be full, ready to go over the last few weeks. But I'm going to give you more content as much as I can. And to members, if you are a member, please come back. Everything got all screwed up this summer, but we're going to get memberships back up, membership videos back up. So you want to become a member, it's a great way to support my channel. And of course, a great way to help host any way you can. And I know so many great people that do help, and I appreciate it. Let me see. There was a score in this final game. But need to send me super thanks. You get the bell. You get a special thank you from your host. And I really appreciate it. See, we have a score here. So that's right, I forgot. The Nationals defeated the Phillies, so the Mets are back, I guess, 4 games back, 5 games back. So they gained the game. But then right after the game, they announced that Zach Wheeler put on the 15-day injured list with a right upper extremity blood clot. That's terrible. That's about as bad as it gets, folks. That's really bad for a great competitor and a great guy. Just to obviously knew him as a Met, and he was terrific here. The Mets sort of let him walk. That's a failure of Brody Van Wagenen, because he said he wasn't. He said, "Yeah, I can't stay healthy." But when you throw that hard, you're gonna do stuff to your arm. That's just not healthy. Obviously, the speed is a major problem. Speed kills. Ain't that the truth? But so tomorrow the Mets will be playing in, of course, Williamsport against the Mariners, and we'll see if the Mets can get to the series. They have to get tomorrow. It's not easy. This is a very good Mariners team. They played really well the last 2 games, and they can beat up on you pretty good. I mean, they can pound the baseball. The Mets are 5 games back of the Phillies. So let's have a 1.5 game lead on the Reds, and they 5-game and they have a 5-game deficit to make up with the Phillies. So got a lot of work ahead of us. Must have a lot of work. Hopefully they can get back. One thing my concern was that they weren't going to be able to. That they were going to lose division. I didn't want them to lose division and then find themselves in the muck with all these different wildcard teams. Let's take a look. So, today's date. Today is the 16th, 17th. Clay Holmes goes against George Kirby on baseball on ESPN. Then the Mets play on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They played the Nationals. And then I guess next week it is the Braves. Must have a very difficult schedule coming up. The most difficult part of the Mets schedule is from September 1st to September 11th. They play tough teams. Mets are going to have it tough. But if you want to get there, you got to win these games. But tomorrow the Mets will send out Clay Holmes. I get it right. Clay Holmes tomorrow against George Kirby. I would mention about George Kirby. The Mets had drafted him back in 2018, and he did not sign. He went to college, so that was interesting. But or 2016, the year of Peter Alonso getting drafted, lower in the draft, he 20th, 30th, something like that. But thank you for watching this video, and of course, please subscribe to Baseball Hut. Send me super thanks and everything you can to help this channel out, and become a member of the channel. And of course, become a member again if you lost your membership. Please come back. So, thanks, and I'll see you later.